In our last session, we read a letter from a woman who asked how she could make her grandfather take better care of himself. He was in poor health and simply would not take his medications properly or otherwise take care of his health. I suggested that she didn't have the right to make him do anything, because the law of choice is the most important principle in the universe. We always have the right to choose what we say and do, even when we choose to behave stupidly. Without that right, we simply cannot learn or grow or be happy. Now, back to the writer of the letter. So, your grandfather may have chosen to shorten the length of his life. That may be true. And you may not have any influence over that. When you can accept that he has the right to make that decision and that it's none of your business, you'll be much happier. What you can choose to do and where you can have an enormous impact is in the contribution to the happiness he experiences in the life he has left. That is no small thing. So, what can you do? Oh, you can do a lot. I have stood at the bedsides of many people as they approach death. And in those moments, all the superficial garbage of life just falls away. They don't ask about stock prices. They don't usually fuss about how their hair looks. It's all about the people who love them and the people they love. That's all that's left. So, if that's all that matters at the end, why not focus on that now, while we're alive? Because many people get to the end and realize that they have misspent their entire lives. You don't want to stand at your grandfather's deathbed and realize that you spent the last days of his life nagging him about his health when you could have spent his last days loving him. What a waste that would be, huh? So, just love him and contribute to the joy of his life. Now, that's all he wants. Right now, each time you push him to do something, he senses your impatience, and he interprets your behavior correctly, it turns out, as evidence that you don't completely accept him. Each time you sigh with exasperation or roll your eyes or speak with disappointment, he senses your belief that there's something wrong with him. Now, you don't do this intentionally, but you still do it, as indicated by your comment that his behavior is really annoying. And the effect on your grandfather, as well as the effect on your relationship with him, is negative, very negative, in fact. What he needs from you, more than your medical advice, is your unconditional acceptance and love, real love. Instead of trying to control him, each time you see your grandfather, let him know with your behavior, your words, and your tone that you accept him completely, no matter what he chooses to do. Ask him how he's feeling, what he's doing, what he's thinking about. Listen to his stories. Don't ask about his health. Ask about him. People can tell when you're asking them questions with an agenda. When you're genuinely asking him about him, he'll know that. And he'll begin talking to you openly. Don't be in a hurry when you talk to him. Listen to him. Find out what he wants. Most people don't listen to what older people want. They're in too big a hurry to really listen. If you're sincere, he will feel your acceptance, and that will enrich his life more than anything else you could give him. As he feels accepted by you, it's also likely that he'll want to be around you, and that he'll be more inclined to listen to whatever advice you might occasionally offer from time to time. Occasionally, you might ask him about his medications, but you need to ask him rather than pushing him to do what you want. Asking involves a motivation quite different from nagging, and I promise you he can tell the difference. Your grandfather will enjoy being loved by you, and you will enjoy the experience yourself, because it's always about real love.